All right, 9 o'clock, we'll stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. On the flag, right?
Yeah.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, 9 a.m. Consider for approval minutes and agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion by Jensvold, second by Derby to approve the minutes and the agenda. All in favor say aye.
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 Motion passed. 9 a.m. Julie Swenson, treasurer, to discuss semi-annual report.
They're in my office, yeah.
Do you have a copy that you want signed, or can it be just this one? Or
I have.
Oh, you
them
have.
to be
Perfect.
stamped and signed, there's a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we always do the cash count in our office as well at the end of June and then the end of December, so that's included in here too. And then the one that I sent to the paper. So that's approved, and we just need stamps and signatures here.
So you want stamped on every
Yeah.
one of these?
Yeah, probably, and then it goes to the paper.
You want that too, or-
And then I think there's a place for you and Phil to sign already, and then.
Got a rust spot.
Yeah. You get to sign twice.
Yeah, I think we can sign.
Thank you. Thank
I'll
you.
make a motion to approve the treasurer's semi-annual.
I'll second it.
Motion by Derby and seconded by Jensvold to approve the semi-annual report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
Discussion with possible action 2080 agreement between Winnebago County and the City of Lake Mills and the City of Forest City. This involves the IT department.
There's two separate contracts here.
Was there any discussion with the cities, or was just,
They evidently all approved them.
Well, they're going to be first.
Oh, us first and then that.
and how did we come up with a dollar amount?
Brody's in his office.
Okay. He just worked on it, Brody.
Brody and Kelsey.
I was gonna say, Kelsey must have reviewed it. Yeah, she had a little one.
Oh, is everything fine?
Ronnie Williams. Sounds like it. assume they're both the same, other than the name.
entities.
Any discussion?
I'll make a motion to approve the 2080 agreements between Winnebago County, the city of Lake Mills, and the city of Forest City.
I'll
for
second
IT
it.
sharing.
Motion by Derby, seconded by Jensvold to approve the 2080 agreement between Winnebago County, City of Lake Mills, and City of Forest City. All in favor, say aye.
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 This doesn't need a stamp then. Okay.
Fine if this is dated July 29 today. Any stamps needed on this? Number 4, consider for approval resolution for dissolution of the care connections.
I'll make the motion to approve the resolution for dissolution of care connections under duress.
I figured there'd be some explanation there.
Yeah,
I'll second the motion. Under duress.
there you go.
Motion by Jensvold, seconded by Derby to approve the resolution for dissolution of the care connections. All in favor say aye.
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 I was kind of hoping just go back to the 3-county system and we're all in control of our destiny and
Mm-hmm.
No, every time something works.
No, we were doing much better than a lot of the bigger regions.
the governor just recently said at a fundraiser down in Franklin County that it's always cheaper at the local level.
And always more efficient.
And then she talked out of the other side of her mouth.
Yeah, I was just
heaven's
gonna
sakes.
say.
Because she was talking about the licensing back in the 80s. They were one of the first 6 counties when she was treasurer to do the driver's license on a trial basis because they could do it at a more efficient way than the state could.
As the Indian put it in the one John Wayne movie, you are chiefed by the double tongues.
Consider for approval resolution for ISAC.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to designate voting representatives for the Iowa State Association of Counties.
I'll second it.
Motion by Derby, seconded by Jensvold to approve the resolution for ISAC. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And we'll talk to Chris. Is she here? Okay. Anything for drainage? Anyone?
Not right now.
No, I can't think of anything exciting. Other than we didn't need our drainage quite as much last night as they said they were gonna.
Yeah. Scott's number.
The one this morning's kind of following the same path as last night, down
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. And,
I've got 2 mini splits in the back of my truck, hoping they don't get totally soaked.
Can I have one? Can I have one?
yeah, we got half-inch Sunday night and a half-inch last night was all.
Really?
Did you guys get more than that? It looked like it might have been worse over this way.
I had 2.8 at 3/10.
Mm.
Well, let's go to number 8. Consider for approval utility easement to the city of Forest City at 135 South Central Street.
He's got that.
Oh, shoot. He's got that, and he's also got the bids, 7, 8, and
He
9.
did send it to us, though.
Yeah.
That was the one for the property we will be selling. It'll go with the property. So.
Oh, there he is. Number 7, Scott Minders, engineer, discuss secondary road matters.
Did you call for me or just good timing?
I just hung up the phone.
No.
No, good timing is you would have been sitting here the whole time waiting for us.
Yeah, you had to wait for us to
Good
take
for
care of
us
open
anyway.
forum or something.
All right, what you got going on, Scott?
Okay, so we've had dust roll in the county doing hot place recycling for a few weeks now. They took a long weekend and now they're back up and going. This morning from the 5 mile curve west of Lake Mills going west. And they're hoping today to turn the corner and go north on our 50, maybe a mile. So they'll go north all the way up to the A16 corner and then turn around, come back and do that whole L-shaped piece, second lane. And that's their last job here, so.
Was there a notice that came out on the R50 one?
Just this morning.
Okay, I was going to
Yeah,
say, I'm
no,
looking
it's-
for that one. I saw the stakes, and I'm looking for the notice, and it wasn't there.
Yep, I just sent that out when I got their kind of day plan this morning.
All right.
The 8:30 notification went out maybe last Thursday or something when they were getting started on that. They got that little south leg at the 5 mile curve done last week, and then they took off for the weekend.
So the process on this part of it is it hot in place after the milling, and then is there any more besides painting, or is there another
This
layer?
one's just hot in place recycling and painting, similar to our 16. And what we do with it in the future is yet to be determined.
Is this what we've done other layers on top of it before, like over there.
Well, like they
And our 74
they will be on
so
will be on R20 also. I think it's another. You know, I mean that surface is nice and smooth the way it is now, and the added is just for extra strength for the truck traffic.
A little
Or,
extra strength, a little extra lifespan.
yeah, because that one gets a lot of truck traffic.
Yeah, and too into rate too, some of the 500th Street gets quite a bit of truck traffic too, especially in and out of
Yeah.
We drove all that yesterday. That was interesting. Yeah.
Yep.
So what's the date now on the Asmus Road?
Hasn't changed, but more specifically, I think we're looking at the 4th for beginning of grading work. They're supposed to have some things delivered this week, maybe some pipe. So that's Monday.
Hmm.
They're supposed to begin dirt work. I haven't got a more specific plan from them, whether they pipe work first or kind of get started in the borrow pit, some of that or whatever. But we need to get a borrow plan from them. They're working on that. Low dirt work. The dirt's coming from one of the hills from the Osmus fields. Plus they, I guess, have some leftover dirt from one of their home projects that they're using. So that'll be coming together pretty quickly.
Hope for good weather for that, huh?
Yeah, I'll be out of the area next week from the 5th on through the weekend, so I gotta get Ethan and Eric set up so that they're ready to kind of be up there and answer any questions when we get started.
So will the road be closed while they're doing that, or will it just be passable one lane?
Well, they're gonna need to work under traffic, so I think the way it'll be is closed to through traffic, and then all of the hospice traffic will just have to know that and work around them.
I would assume that they're gonna take most everything going out to the north there. Well, they gotta do that too, though, that up to the driveway.
Will they start on the south, do you think?
I don't know the answer to that.
Hmm.
It'll be probably every few day communication with hospice business to make sure they know where they're going, to avoid all the construction.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a time when we gotta rip up the surface of the road, build it up, and then put new rock on top. So there's gonna be a time where there won't be a rock surfacing on there. We'll just have to play with the rain a little bit. If it's gonna rain every day, they'll have to roll it tight every day to make sure it can shed water. And then if there's some temporary rock needed to get them in and out of the business while they do that. Ideally, we don't have to, because it's something they'll rip up every day and, build on and rework and to try to get shape and compaction and all that. So I think it'll just be communication.
So if we're gonna get all our chemical boxes returned on the tip trailer, we better do it pretty quick.
Either that or just wait.
Yeah,
I'm ready to get rid of them.
Do it this week and you'll avoid things for sure. They might have some flaggers out there this week to help the trailers unload and stuff like that.
So where's this other group staging? Where have they left all their equipment parked
Dust
then?
Augustine,
Yeah,
they've had all of their
The whole,
overnight staging at the Thompson curve,
oh,
and they've had some tankers.
that whole
and
train of stuff is sitting right there.
is it?
A few
Okay.
things that they need more convenient, they've been putting in the Buffalo yard, and I think maybe now they got a few things in that 5 Mile Curve yard there.
5 Mile
Paver and
Curve
the
is-
rollers were there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Things that they can't just drive out that morning,
Yeah.
the trucks can drive before they
Sure.
set in for heating.
They boo-booed up in Minnesota, though.
What's that?
They, were doing a turnaround with one of them trucks with the big, whatever, milling thing behind it or whatever, and the guy missed the back across, and he was stuck across the whole blacktop for
Oh,
hours, the way it sounds.
They have a tow truck pulling out
did it damage the work that they had already done?
a little bit.
Minnesota's brand new
I just
road.
drove on that and I didn't see it.
It's hard to see. I went up there to
Okay.
look at it, so did their staff, and we'll come together on it however it works. So,
That was right at the state line then.
yeah.
Mile north of the state line.
Oh, it's right at the state.
Was it right at the state line they did it? I thought they did it a mile north, somebody said. Huh.
Only where the one right at the state line.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Tried to turn the corner and got too tight
That's,
on the corner and then fell over the side.
Well, I can see where that would happen with all the
Trailer
moisture.
bottoms out on the edge of the pavement, kind of.
Not a lot of places there.
that's a pretty big intersection, though.
It is. It doesn't. Nobody could make sense of it, I guess. As to what happened. And,
Texting and driving.
Yeah, maybe he was distracted. Or just had too many fumes for the day.
it's right away in the morning.
I can't believe them guys don't wear breathing apparatuses when they're there. That old blue smoke they're standing in all day long.
Was how? Oh, I saw they were digging out at the new build.
Yep, our guys are tying in drains from the gutters, which got put on last week or the Friday before. So that and then they're putting in the septic tank also,
Oh.
maybe today or tomorrow.
That's what it looked like. It was a big.
Yeah, the tank has been sitting there for maybe a week or so. They got that delivered last week, I think. And so they're putting that in and tying the drains in, and that really is all the underground work that is needed at the shop. So then they could get to starting pushing black dirt and redressing up all the erosion problems and things like that. So if that works, we'll be getting started.
With all this rain, how has that weir been working that you guys built?
I mean, it holds some water, which is what it's supposed to do. With our stubborn seeding, you know, we've had some erosion around there, and so it kind of needs to be dug back out. You know, the oats kind of came along okay. The native seed takes a while to get going, and of course, all the belly washers, the seed's been moving around a lot.
Mhm.
But I think the design is good, and the tile seems to be taking what we put into it.
Driveway by Gene Brass's there. They, you know, when they were digging that there, I think they had that whole driveway out of there.
That's possible. The good news
So-
on that. So we got a driveway holding back water. It doesn't have a culvert under it. And it's where Alliance Piping Station is north of Buffalo. We looked on some old photos, and the driveway was there before they were there. But anyway, I got a hold of Alliance local guy for gas distribution, and they've agreed to put a culvert in there.
Okay.
So we have given them a couple months to get that work done. And in the meantime, that, you know, ability that forms on the edge of the road might happen again, but at least they're coming through and doing their part, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So,
I mean, for surely they've modified it and developed it and put a rock surface on it and everything, so it seems to me like something got missed in the
yeah, I was just thinking when they were, because that was just a couple years ago, or how many years ago is that
10
now?
years ago.
Is it 10 already?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a couple 10, yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, you know, golly, I know they had that whole thing dug out and then redid it after they were done. But
So I guess that's headed in the right direction.
no, thank you.
Yeah, and then back to the shop, Grow Electric and Young Plumbing are both working in there. They've got pretty good handle on the office, both of them, at least roughed in. And, moving out to the shop, the heaters are on. What else? I think they're, got the office wired up and they're moving out to the shop portion, so all that's coming along pretty good. Still gotta get Cleveland back to do their punch list items. Ethan reached out to him yesterday to see what the schedule was on that, and didn't get a call back, so I don't have an answer for sure on that. It'd be nice to get that done before all the other work, so we don't have to try and work around conduit or anything that's put on it. Meantime, we're holding the 3% retainage, and they questioned that. We had talked to Holler's attorney about it, and they said it's important to keep it until the final completion. So,
3%?
yeah, 3%. It was 5% forever. They passed a new law this year that reduced it to 3%. So, although we've been holding 5% on this job, we did reduce it to 3 now, so it's like 19,000 or something like that. Plus we haven't paid for gutters yet. That's the main thing.
Is that a separate contract?
Yeah, was that in the bid
No,
or?
it's in the bid, just got done following the last bid.
They put 6-inch gutters on that, or downspouts and gutters, commercial size ones?
We asked for commercial gutters and downspouts. I don't know what the dimensions are. They are bigger than, must be
Residential.
6 inches.
Yeah. They look like 6.
They're bigger than a typical house.
Look like 3x4 downspouts.
Big, yeah. They're measured.
And
Mhm.
all the downs were in the corners then?
Now, there's a couple of midspan too, with the length of the building.
Okay.
two. Maybe there's one midway. So they had kind of dug in the drains first, and so they had to
line up with that.
line up with that. Match
They
the
don't
field
like
though.
going any farther than 30, 50 feet, do they, on those? I think,
Well, it's a 150-foot building, so
is there 3 of
we
them?
got three. I think they wanted to put 4 downspouts. And it was too big.
Probably wasn't any place to put them between the doors. How does that work?
They come down between the doors.
Okay. Anything else on the building?
That's all in the building.
All right.
I have a question. When you cleaned out the ditch over on, trying to think well, it's that road that has the bridge that's going to be redone. Kind of cut across to the Joyce Blacktop. You know what I'm talking about?
Cut across to the Jewish.
So it's County Home Farm that we cleaned out the ditch along the road
ditch,
and
yeah.
threw it up on the bank.
Yeah,
NRCS was wondering when we're gonna get that off of there.
get it off of there.
Supposedly we said we'd haul it away. That's not supposed to be there, I guess.
Doesn't sound like something we would say,
Well,
but we did agree that we should have asked permission.
yeah, then it sounds like we might have moved a marker on one of their markers they had put in there.
Surveyed property.
Yeah.
White
Um,
PVC markers.
yeah, I don't know. Sounds like it's expensive to put those in, and it just kind of got put back in without any communication to them. And
Okay, you know, you heard that.
Josiah Olson at the NRCS Thompson office.
I'll look into it.
That'd be good. I was meeting with them on another issue to do with the peat fire. They brought that up.
Yeah, I know that project is like you get started and most of our projects, we don't know what the scope's gonna be until we dig into it and then.
Well, and then the other thing was wondering if it was gonna get seeded, cause it's gonna continue. He said it's a sand vein through there or something, and it's gonna continue to erode if it's not seeded.
I'll see where he's left that one.
Okay. Just a couple irons in the fire.
Can we move on to item number 8 on our agenda? Consider for approval utility easement to the city of Forest City at 135 South Central Street.
So 135 South Central is our maintenance shop here in town behind the light plant. They've had electric cable buried in the space between the buildings for as long as anyone knows. And before we sell the property, it felt like it would be the cleanest to give them the easement now, so they wouldn't, if they didn't end up buying the property, they wouldn't end up having to try and negotiate with the next person. It's not really a buildable strip because it's too close to their property. So I thought it was from the easement.
Did you draw it up already?
Yep, I have the easement here and they have reviewed it, their staff and their attorney. And just, this gets recorded, so I want to make sure we get. guess I'll write the date on the front, but when you approve it, you can sign it there, and then I'll need Carlos there, and then I'll have her.
I'll make a motion to approve the utility easement to the city of Fort City at 135 South Central Street in Fort City.
I'll second it.
A motion by Derby, seconded by Jensvold to approve the utility easement. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed.
Why does she sigh so heavily when she says?
I don't know. All right, you don't need any stamps on
I
this,
bring out
except for it's gonna
emotions
get
and others that
notarized
they
by
themselves
Carla,
cannot
right?
understand.
You witnessed her signature there.
What movie
and
was
I'll need
that out of?
yours, and then I'll need a notary,
Oh,
so we
the
can-
movie Cars. Yeah, yes, Lightning McQueen says it.
Yeah.
Now the world will be listening for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe just a short update on what's going on at Sunnyside?
Looks like they got the dirt work pretty much done, don't they?
Sure, we got a good way through all the dirt work, and our 7 went down. Something about a harmonic balancer. Right where
Harmonia,
the
it's the end of the crankshaft,
Some
the
parts.
belts run to and everything.
So they had to take that to the shop. And only thing else we have is the excavator and the D5, and the 5's the finished dozer, so I think they're in pretty good shape out there, but they didn't get done as fast as they would have liked. They took some new air photos, our real estate agents, and I've seen some of that stuff. It looks good. I mean, it's in a shape where somebody could go look at it. And
Shows off the potential of it
get
anyway.
a real good feel for maybe what's farmable or what's buildable or anything like that. The listing for the property should go live this week if everything happens like we're told. We have all of the paperwork, filed and everything with our realtors, and the marketing information's been proofed and everything. So with any luck here, that will go live and we can share that out to everybody and put that in your hands so you kind of know what we're looking at. They're hauling rock and gravel mix out of there, and they will be all summer. They'll probably get over half of it hauled out this summer. The auction details will include something to the effect of Winnebago County can retain the stockpile there until September 1st of next year.
Next year.
So
That should give you
out of the
plenty of time.
farmland, out of the digging, out of everything, but we'll have a pile there we can haul out. What else about it? The auction listing will include some information about what we think is left for standing gravel. It'll include some information about the kind of history of what we've done with the property. It includes all the details about how much farmland is out there and CSR values, all that kind of stuff like you see in a typical farmland listing.
Does it have a current survey?
We don't have a current survey on the whole property. We did have the north 1 acre survey, so we do have some pins located, but
Who will be responsible for that?
it really doesn't need a survey to sell. If the new owner wanted a survey, they could. There are fence lines around all 4 sides, I think. I don't think that's would be in dispute. So various, what is it, honeysuckle or some sort of grove around 2 sides of it.
And there's a
fence
legal
buried in there.
description.
Legal description is just 40 acres and then 40 acres short the north 1 acre. Or, quarter.
Mm-hmm.
May not be exactly quarter. What else out there?
Okay. Anything else for Scott? Alright, then we're gonna move to
No.
9:30, sorry, discussion with possible action, rural recycling.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I have a different agenda?
You skip number
9?
9,
We didn't do number 9.
oh, I circled it but didn't do it, I'm so sorry.
They just don't.
Almost everybody.
Okay. Number 9, consider for approval resolution accepting bids for project number LFM 235th 7X95, award the associated contract to the same and authorize county engineer to execute the contract.
So this is the project that kind of come from all of our Rice Lake dealings. It is a project to recycle and repave the road leading up to the clubhouse from 834. Took bids, took public bids on it and received, and had a letting on it last Friday at 10 o'clock. And we received 2 bids, one from Heartland Asphalt, one from Hewlin Brothers. Hewlin Brothers was the low bid at $259,355.67. The bid came a little bit higher than estimate, but the 2 bids were pretty close together, so I'm pretty comfortable with the way that things turned out. I would recommend we move forward with this resolution.
What's their process to recycle that part of it?
It's full depth reclamation, so they'll bring in a third party, probably a reclaimer. If you've seen these machines, not common here, but they're like giant, 4 giant wheels with kind of like a big drum underneath that pulverize the material and leave it in place and have the ability to mix in other materials. I guess it's probably the same machine that was on R20 north of the border that Minnesota used for that road. I didn't see that process, but it would be the same.
Those are some
machine.
interesting looking machines.
Yeah, it's just it kind of almost looks like a scraper belly with mill and drum, and they got, way to hose in, pump in different materials, or, in our case, they'll be mixing in some cement, which I think they'll apply to the road beforehand, and then some asphalt emulsion, which they will pump into the machine so that it mixes in the drum, and then that'll be kind of bladed with maintainers and packed down with rollers before the paving. All that'll be done under traffic too, so it'll be a little bit of a challenge to work around.
With
How did they-
flaggers then?
Yeah.
How do they keep like quality control on those things when they don't really know what they're pulverizing?
Well, actually, we did take dozens of samples of
I
the
wondered.
road and the subgrade. So we had a third-party testing company come in and take cores, something like 8 cores that are 4 feet deep to get an idea of the subgrade, and then let's say something like 45, 50 cores that are 6, 8 inch deep or whatever the pavement thickness was.
Yep.
And then they would basically recreate this mix that we're going to do in the field in the lab and try and figure out what rates give you the most strength. And so there's quite a bit to it.
Yeah, I figured there must be some process. You can't just willy-nilly that stuff,
I mean, part of it is the contractors that do that kind of work know what it's supposed to look like coming out of the machine, so they can adjust, but they need a target. So like hold-in-place recycling, when we did that north of Lake Mills, you give them a set rate from a specification, and then they adjust based on the workability of the material. But of course, that's all asphalt. This is asphalt with
Who knows what? Yeah.
some rock and gravel underneath, most likely, and it all depends. The core showed a high degree of variability in the pavement thickness and the base, most likely because it was a gravel road before it was paved, and gravel roads can be all of varying thicknesses depending on if they were hard or soft and how they were developed. So
What year was that paved first? Do you remember the year?
I want to say 64, but that's my guess. We looked into this history because, part of it was a state road for a period of time. The start and end of it, we're not sure. And part of it was county. And And so in the sixties, it appears that they shared the cost. The state drew their own plans for the north part. The county led a project for the south part, and they tried to coordinate those together, and found an old newspaper article from the Lake Mills graphic about it. And then in 1989, the county appears to have completed and paid for all of it. Meanwhile, since the 80s, the county's been receiving, I don't know, $200 to $300 a year from the state for snow removal on part of it, suggesting that they still own some of the right of way, which is why we ultimately had them quit, or, give easements for the entire stretch through DNR property.
Because somewhere in some paperwork, somebody thinks they,
So what's the thickness of the asphalt?
It ranges from, let's see, 5 to 12 most commonly. Some of the cores we found were even deeper.
Wow.
We should probably
That's-
keep going on this.
okay, anything else on that? Did we get a,
No, you can.
You can make the motions in your,
oh, yeah, you're right. I'll make the motion to approve the resolution accepting bids for project LFM 235th 7X 95, and award the associated contract to the same and authorize Scott to execute the contract.
I'll second.
Motion by Smith, seconded by Derby. All in favor?
I,
So once we get their
That's been quite a process.
signature on the contract and get it all executed, then I'll share some information out to the neighborhood about whatever I know at the time, at least to the contractors.
Okay, sounds good. All right, now let's jump to 9:30, discussion with possible action, rural recycling.
I received a letter from a landowner who has some concerns. She has some questions that she would like answered. She wants to know how much the county is saving by moving away from waste management to doing the bins. What is the county doing with the extra money? Have you completed a review of taxpayer satisfaction? Are there plans to consider alternatives? How does the county discourage residents from burning? Are Thompson residents allowed to dump their recycling into the bins? Do they pay for this convenience? Are other surrounding businesses able to do this as well? Can anything be done to empty the bins more frequently? And is there a possibility of getting waste management back to pick up our recycling?
Well, sure, they could pay for that.
they'll come, they just gotta pay enough.
Okay, so you wanna start at the beginning?
Lots of good
About
questions.
44,000. On average, it's going up every year with waste management, goes 44 to 50,000. And the second question,
What's the county doing with the extra money?
it's all we can budget. We're saving on the budget. And if they want more detailed, then go back to Senate File 718 and because of the cutbacks.
Have you completed a review of taxpayer satisfaction?
I would say the ones I've talked to, high percentage of them are happy with the way it is. They can go when they want. There are the fringe ones that are farther away that do struggle to time it. I don't know how you guys are.
Doing my own private little survey would probably be about 60 to 70% are satisfied, and some have made trips and couldn't get rid of their recycling, and but yeah, no official study. That's just about what it feels like, what I've heard from different people.
Are there plans to consider alternatives?
We have talked about it because it keeps getting abused.
But we've also put in an ordinance too to put restrictions on it, so that's
That's hard.
we've got cameras, we put money into cameras to help
Well,
control
and
that.
that's why I brought Brody in here today, is, after the pictures Bill sent, you asked if we could look at the camera, and the camera is not, you can't see.
Mhm.
So, it's not,
It's almost like we need one on the pole on that side too. Was it on the east side that they were doing it, or was it on the west side? The picture was too close to
Yeah,
tell which side it was.
I got the pictures from, Scott. So, or no, he's the old guy,
Chris,
Chris. I'm too far back. Yeah, so I don't know which side of the trailer it was on. I just assumed it was on the east side for some reason, but.
Yeah, somebody on the east side could probably get away with something like that.
Yeah.
It's almost,
Well, it's almost like we need a camera that's more focused in right on the trailer. That, with a good resolution and a fair, and they make those where you have the ability to zoom up to really get close. But,
do you think towards the top of the pole, we could have one coming down at an angle?
I haven't been out there, so I don't know what there is for mounting. Well, I mean, I've been out there.
Can you bring it
but I
up on,
haven't, like,
I'm guessing Pictometry's most current view will show location of, and it moves from week to week where he parks it. It's not always, but it's within, 7, 8 feet of it.
I think the biggest issue is if you want a higher resolution camera that can pick out license plates in the dark, like, it's gonna cost probably over $1,000, like the camera itself. And then it's gonna have an actual, like, connection to it, not just like a cellular connection. I put a call in to the company that put our cameras in, just to see what he thinks, because I said about 65 feet of distance in the dark to be able to capture a license plate. So we'll see what he comes back with, but I think your point is valid too. You're gonna probably need two. If you really, because anybody can see, okay, the camera's pointed that way, as long as I don't, I don't know how much work they're putting into dumping that stuff into the bins. It just seems crazy to me that we have to spend money to get people to follow simple rules, but,
I do, when I'm going down Main Street and I look over and somebody's there, I usually try to divert myself around just to see,
yeah.
what they're putting in there. I can't drive that all.
I would assume some of those people that don't pay their garbage bills and stuff like that want to get rid of their garbage and rather go out and throw it along the road somewhere for secondary roads to pick up there. This is more convenient.
Yeah.
That's where the garbage is coming from.
Seems like it'd be more convenient to throw it in the ditch if that's what you were really trying to do, but.
Well, it would be now, especially if you think you could get caught because there's a camera there. But
Right.
But you have to make a special trip out of town to throw it in the ditch.
Right.
And
So the current camera can't get a license plate then?
well, I don't know if it can or not. I haven't seen any of the footage that, I don't look at it, so I don't know what it can see and what it can't see, but I think you got a space at the end there. I'll pick up. But they do make specific cameras that are made for reading license plates. So,
yeah, they've probably got some kind of a
Can you turn the light off?
infrared that will make the license plate light up or something.
So this was at 9:30 a.m.
is this on the shop?
Yeah.
So the difficult question about this is that who has to sit here and monitor this stuff?
worst part about it is then you gotta go through,
Find the one that has a car on it and then try to zoom in.
Yeah, it's supposed to do that. I mean, it's not recording. It's recording all the time, but it's not putting everything in there. It's supposed to be only putting things that detect movement. So there you can see a car drove up, but you would never be able to
no, it's,
either. I mean, you can't see what they're throwing in. You can't see their license plate. You can't
So-
see who it is.
So you
Yeah.
can see the pole right behind that's where I'm thinking if you had one up on the pole high enough to where you can angle it down, you might be able to get license plate and what they're unloading.
a better visual of the person themselves too.
Can you mount things on those poles? Like who?
I would assume,
Is that
Is that a city?
Alliance, I think it's Alliance agreement with the city for
Okay.
light, I think. That's one of those.
Because there's that other one right there. You had one on each one. I still don't. I mean, you'd probably want to make sure if you put it up there that you could see what.
The
you
other
can
one
see.
would be Heartland Power, I think. They have wires that go up to their office, so they're on their own power instead of Alliant.
Okay.
But yeah, we could probably get, but there it's more of an angle, where this other one's maybe more centered.
Yeah.
'Cause I think the other one, the one in the alley there would probably obscure the the west side.
either that or we just need a camera that can zoom in a lot better where it's at. Well, you still wouldn't be able to get there. Well, they've got to drive around it. If you were zoomed in, you might be able to catch the license plate, but you can't see what they're throwing in from here, though. It would be interesting to know if all the nasty stuff goes in on the east side.
Is
That-
that-
And
is that the
overnight.
east side
Yeah.
Where that car is?
Typically, when I go to put something in there, it's usually in the alley side, the east side, because it's just easier for me to pull up that way.
Maybe if the trailer was just parked in a different direction, rather than change the,
Then you wouldn't be able to see it on the south side if you turned it.
Well, you're
If you
thinking
turned it at an angle.
between the
Mhm.
camera and the pole.
yeah,
Yeah, have it pointing to the northwest and southeast.
You
just
think that'd be
simplify it.
a problem, Scott, to have it angled out a little bit more, or
Where's it gonna be in your guys' way?
angled towards the camera?
Oh, they got a great big lot out front there. That won't matter, will it?
Back towards the pole.
Yeah, just back it into the,
Probably fine.
Yeah, you should be able to still get the pups maneuvered around. It's not that much more room it takes up at an angle. But are we still gonna accomplish with the camera at that point? Can we?
Well, this picture here, you would have a real hard time telling. A
But you,
stranger, someone you know you might be able to recognize, but,
can you zoom in on this picture?
I don't think so.
Can you save the picture then zoom in on it?
Probably. But you, I mean.
so you can
but then
take,
it'll probably distort.
Right.
You'd never get any.
can
You
you,
wouldn't get anything more valuable.
There's no zoom on this camera that we can do to start with,
No.
set it up more.
Yeah.
So on
it's
ours,
gotta be
you can-
closer.
take a photo of it and then you can really zoom on the
Yeah,
ones
it
that
would
we
just get
have.
Fuzzy though. If you zoom-
There's only so much resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've
I
seen
mean,
where,
you can barely even see that there's a license plate there.
No, yeah, you can't
You would
hardly see
never
it.
Get anything out of that.
but if it was straight at the camera, I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe. Is there any pictures of like a shop vehicle going by? You guys drive by that?
Well, and when I go, I'll loop around, so it would, but I don't know, what's that one?
Oh, that's where they're taking it away.
That's at an angle, yeah. I suppose the timing of the picture, it's only gonna get one picture of each vehicle or so, or,
That I'm not sure about.
I'm not sure the picture like that,
Just,
why is it taking
can you
the
do the
picture?
vehicle drop down? Just do all.
Because people are always going to be pulling up to it in a vehicle. So if you choose vehicle instead of person or pet or just how mine is, I can change it up.
Yeah, click on that one, the dark one.
You can see the license plate.
Yeah, I don't think you, I'd be amazed if you could get that even if you exported it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd have to use AI generation like they used on the Wizard of Oz out in the sphere. They improved all the resolution, whether it's accurate or not.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of extra,
It's a busy street or
yeah.
If you
A
were
regular
if you were
street.
able to be tighter zoomed, you're not going to get as many pictures. The
Right.
street is giving you a lot of pictures you really don't need. I have that with one
Is
of
there a
mine.
way to set the zoom at like permanent on there so you can
This
just
camera, I mean, not on this style, I mean, this camera itself.
I mean,
Other
to me,
cameras are as-
So what do you think
but
about
a
this?
PTZ camera, like a pan tilt zoom camera is probably gonna be like a couple $1,000.
Yeah, outdoor
That-
one.
mine were not anything like that and they zoom and move and follow movement and
While you're watching it, can you do it after the fact?
records it.
Are they 65 feet away from, I mean, I'm just,
Yeah.
I don't know, to me, it seems like you'd have to buy a high quality, like commercial camera.
I mean, I'm looking at this that has a license plate on it, and that's at least 60 some feet away from it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, I'm not a camera expert, I'm just.
And I know that wasn't over $100,
The
that camera.
wasn't even $100?
Not that one.
And how is it powered?
It's direct powered
So you
and
gotta
on
have
my
a power
Wi-Fi.
source. Where this one's solar, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's solar and LTE, so. That's why we went with that, because we didn't really know how we were gonna
Right.
connect anything to it.
So this one could be moved if we had permission to put it on a pole.
if we put the trailer at an angle to that pole so the camera has a direct view of both sides,
But I don't know if we
up
can get
closer.
enough resolution.
Yeah, but if you're up closer,
Where's it gonna be?
we'd have to move it to that pole.
Well, if you move to the pole, then you don't have to move the trailer, because the pole's right behind it.
Is it directly behind it?
Yeah,
You
well,
just
it
face
depends
it
on
right
where they
down
park
on
the
it.
I
trailer, yeah.
thought the pole looked like it was off to the east a little bit of where the trailer's at, so if you had the trailer, you know.
I'm guessing the pole is right at the alley right away corner.
Yeah,
And they probably get fairly close, but you still should be able to get a license plate on the other side.
you wanna- you want a good view of both sides of the trailer to see what they're putting in.
So even if we solved even if we could see what color eyes somebody had, I mean, if we solved that part, who's gonna monitor this whole thing and then who's gonna enforce it?
Well, we do. I mean,
I mean,
Somebody's gonna have to press charges or something.
yeah, if we get something in
Because-
there and we can figure out who did it, and then we gonna have to, you know, is that something the sheriff would have to write one of the deputies or something?
Ordinance
we-
violations.
Ordinance violation ticket, or is that something we can just do ourselves? I guess I've never thought about that.
I think y'all just Kelsey.
Yeah. I mean, if we can identify somebody and what they put in, you know, who,
but that's gonna be really difficult
This would be the
too,
pole.
because
It's
if
probably
3
like
people
that.
drive up and dump something
Gets over
in,
here too, so
I mean,
this here.
it's gonna,
That's
during
how
a
close
certain
they are.
time frame,
Yeah,
'Cause
and we
it's
see
not
there's
roll
garbage
call.
in there
One
or
at an
chemicals or
angle,
whatever.
so
I just don't know how we're gonna prove
I just
who
wanna
did
have a
what.
good view of down both sides of the trailer. So you can, cause
Yeah,
if they're
perfect would
close,
be out here by the light.
yeah, if they're close, you know, from that slight angle, you still ain't gonna be able to see what they're throwing in. You get their license plate as they're pulling in, but it'll still be hard to see the west side of the trailer.
And then what I saw from those pictures is just gross. And you shouldn't have to deal with that.
No,
Yeah, no, there's,
so what's the solution?
I don't know.
Sort of getting real close in my mind to the solution is that people don't respect the rules. Obviously, they're posted. Either they can't read, you know, and it always is that somebody ruins it. The few ruin it for the whole group.
that's why we have laws.
And that's how, right, but it costs us money to enforce the laws. So Carla's spending all sorts of valuable time looking at pictures, putting garbage in a dumpster. Honestly, at some point, is it worth it?
Well, we have to provide some kind of recycling.
Let them
so-
go to Worth County
Yeah,
then.
maybe we need to make an agreement with Worth County.
Yeah. and they're
They've got a
probably not gonna
beautiful
want-
setup over there. They've got a full-time person in there that doesn't let people put garbage and stuff in
This
it.
goes back to that question that Gal asked, is have you contacted the people of Winnebago County? If you do this, are you gonna contact them to see how they feel about going over there?
And we can do
And what's
that.
it gonna cost us over there compared to this? Is it gonna be the same price or is it gonna be a lot more? I think it's gonna be more.
We can sure ask.
Well, I'm sure they'll be willing to share the expense of their, full-time employee over there, but that means we're gonna have to pay.
And then do we just go back to Waste Management if people are happy?
But the
with that?
reason that we left Waste Management was because it was poor service.
Sure.
No,
Really?
and it
Was going to
was
the-
cost,
And it
Going-
was cost as well, but
definitely cost.
Well, it was going to the landfill.
poor service is based on cost. If their service costs $40,000, we expect $40,000 worth of service. If it was $2,000, it's different.
Well, people weren't
Either
getting
way,
paid up.
people weren't happy with it.
Yeah.
And it's really not fair to the contract holder that we have over there, that he should have to sort all that garbage.
So
And
going,
if I was him, I wouldn't do it anymore.
so what are we
I
gonna
wouldn't.
look at here? What do we wanna investigate? We wanna
Well-
ask Worth County what it would cost to do it over there. We want to, maybe look into a different camera or a different mounting of the camera or,
Yeah, I mean, I put a call into the camera guy, so we'll see what his opinion is on the camera. I just found this one, which is probably what I'll assume he recommends, and it's 1,500. But I can also talk to Susan about what she's using and see.
Ours are bought on the internet. The
Yeah.
company is
Yeah,
called
but
Wise.
Still, like, what specs does it have, you know, and like, maybe we can find an equivalent camera for like a lot less.
So we have 4 different ones, and not all of them, some of them are stationary, but some of them actually track movement and record.
Okay.
Yeah.
and if you start in a zoomed form from the position this one is now, and you can zoom in, then that'll narrow up the scope of what it's picturing. You don't want the traffic
Mm-hmm.
necessarily. You'll get the alley traffic for sure, but
So the ones that we have, you can choose what you want it to record. If it's a pet, it will only record pet activity. If it's a person, it will do people. If it's a vehicle, it'll do vehicles.
Now, Worth County's, it's in Northwood, right?
no, Kensett.
All the way to
Kensett.
Kensett.
So from
East of
southwest
Kensett.
Winnebago County, that's gonna be over 50 miles.
We could have a public meeting and invite people to talk about it again. I mean, if this particular person
Yeah,
wants.
there is no one solution for any of it, I don't think. Some people were disappointed with what was going on, some people are disappointed in what's going on here. I mean, to me, the only solution is whatever's gonna cost us to lease. Because no matter what we do, I think we're gonna have people are gonna be grumpy about it. So,
We lost our rural recycling in Hancock County. We don't have it.
They have no plan? They're in between? They're required to have a plan.
They're
Well,
required
I'm
to.
not sure where it goes, but we used to be able to do it in Crystal Lake. And they took it out because of the same thing, and now I don't even know where it's at anymore.
They probably have limited drop sites.
Limited drop sites, probably.
mhm.
Yep, they told us, that we needed to take it to the dump, or, I don't even know what we got, so.
Maybe we should check with Hancock what their plan is.
I mean, it's been years, at least 2 years. At least 2 years.
Worth
Because we
County,
had the same thing with waste
yeah, Worth
management.
County used to have them out in the country, and they were nice setups, but they were so abused that people leaving couches and
Yep, that's what-
appliances and
Hancock.
furniture and,
Because it used to be at Crystal Lake.
2 Keurigs and a,
2 Keurigs and a bunch of old food.
I mean, the good news is they do a garbage route too. Rural garbage route, so they're used to garbage.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
we got some action items here.
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
just to finish, if they're asking if businesses are allowed, and the answer is no.
Rural Thompson residents are not supposed to,
No Thompson residents.
yeah.
Can anything be done to empty the bins more frequently? They're supposed to be doing once a week, right?
I don't think it identifies that in the contract, does
No,
it? But they're supposed to keep
That's
it
been
usable.
verbal, though, that they've said that.
They're trying to do it once a week.
I mean, the camera we've got up, he doesn't even give a great view to be able to see if the bins, how exactly full they are either.
And if they put the bags on the east side, you can't see it,
Yeah,
which what it was last Friday night it started. Bags started dropping.
mhm.
So our action items on this are checking with Worth County, checking with Hancock County,
Brody's checking on the camera.
camera. Anything else on action?
I think that's about what we
Okay,
can do.
well, let's put it back
I mean,
on the agenda.
Do we want to finish the answers to her question later when we
I think
get-
we did.
Just one last one.
Oh.
Is there any possibility of getting waste management back?
Absolutely. we
that,
can
that one?
hire 'em.
I'd say, yeah, if they want to pay for it, go ahead.
Yeah, they can get their own.
Cause there's a number
They're,
of
they're,
people
they're
that
still,
do.
there are people they're still getting it picked up.
Yeah, you can sign up for waste management to pick it up at your house.
Yeah.
That costs like $70 or something.
It's gonna cost more than what it did
Depends how
cost
many
them.
you have.
But,
Initially,
That's important, I think people know, you can get it.
yeah, you can have it, you just gotta call them and pay for it.
they sent letters out initially to everybody, didn't they?
So if you answer that question, you could say yes and then give a phone number to call on
But
their
it's
own.
at their own expense, not.
Right.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the county.
And I would definitely add that in there because they're
Yeah.
gonna.
And all along, we've been saying, we're not, you know, you're welcome to go to waste
The
management.
reason we're doing what we're doing is because all it was expensive garbage. Cause waste management was taking it to the landfill. There's no market for the used plastic.
And at this point, we don't know what they're doing with, maybe they have recycling, so just,
No, then one of them should step up and say that, huh?
Mhm.
They said they were doing it before and we found out they weren't, so,
Well, we probably need to keep moving
all
forward.
right.
all right, 10 o'clock. Discussion regarding mental health duties.
Okay. I got some great information from Melissa. I finally talked to her yesterday. So I've been pondering and thinking of things to do, what to do, because my plate is full with general relief and I did not want to take on doing the mental health at the social service part of everything because of what the new alignment for the public health that's going to be coming down. So I really did, I talked to Melissa for, a good 45 minutes yesterday. And she sent me some stuff. And so my thing is I'm thinking, since Ruth does the mental health court appointed issue, or people, let her still do the mental health and helping them fill out, you know, their Title 19 forms, their SNAP. I just handle general relief with, utilities, rent, cremation, do the claims and the application for that. She handles that part. So then I also got, I learned a little bit more with this, how the regions are kind of supposed to be working. And Melissa thought her and Russell could probably get together, this Russell
Wood, yep.
Wood
Mhm.
could get together and maybe come up and do, a presentation or something, because when you go through and you listen to all those town hall meetings, they don't say what they really need us to do. I learned more from her yesterday than I did in the year going to these town halls and listening to them.
That's because they didn't even know what they were doing at the
Exactly.
time.
I think that's the kicker. They don't know what they're doing because it couldn't take place till July 1. But she said they could maybe come up and do a presentation to not just you guys, but to my Board of Health, to any other agents. We could house a presentation, and maybe do it, if not at our building, at TSB, invite some communities and stuff. And then also that I got was, to host the navigator who would be coming into the region, which Ruth said this morning, they already have a girl that they could, but we could house them maybe and apply for housing that person in our public health building. But I didn't wanna fill out this application unless it was, you guys thought I could go ahead and do it. So that application is in there, I put it inside that packet. But then like I said, I still would do just the general relief, rent, utilities, cremation, that part. And then Ruth would still do the other part of it. And then
The court appointed.
the court appointed plus the mental health, the helping with the SNAP and all that stuff, because I don't know how to fill out those applications. And then we could fax them. Nichelle said she didn't have a problem filling that out. And then, we could all work together so we could hopefully maybe become a housing person for this area, for our region too, of one of them, because I don't know if they're doing one or two, and they're not sure yet either, because Melissa said she's only been in her position.
Oh, just
Since the first.
since the first, yeah.
So, I guess when we were talking, Julie, it was that there are people that had mental health concerns. I think the SNAP and the Medicaid could be something that Michelle hands them an application, they fill it out to their best abilities.
Right, but my part is we still don't know all the ins and outs of that, so we need to maybe, they fill it out and we could,
That's all there is.
Yeah. and then we would fax it for them. But then the mental health issues would come back to them, back to Ruth. So that we're all kind of working together down there, so we are not, and still be a one-stop stop. Because right now, my Board of Health, said to go ahead on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, we have, voc rehab. She comes and she, sees people from 8 to 12:30 on Tuesdays. And we could get maybe possible referrals from that, so. And, we did house them in the summer and she asked if she could do all year round. And I'm thinking with everything that's going down with how Melissa talked with the age and disability and all that stuff, trickling down with what's gonna be happening, I'm thinking that this is all gonna be, they're gonna want a one-stop shop. And why not utilize our building as best we can?
Well, I think it'd be a good idea to apply for this hosting of the navigator.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we were talking about then is that someone came in and they specifically had mental health concerns that day. There's an option of giving them that, your Life Iowa card that has the 800 number to call. But if they want more from the county, I could meet with them. Again, I would use probably referring them to other sources. If they're.
We just don't wanna drop the ball, is all.
Well,
Right,
I think we've always had this warm feeling scheduling, and so if there's some things I can do to assist with that, I don't mind. I think it'll be on a very limited basis, because the majority of the people that walk in want cash, and they want some money. But occasionally there's someone that comes in and says, what do I do with this person in my family? Well, I can give them the options, but again, it's gonna be when I'm there, they would be the first stop, and then they would forward on to me.
But as Michelle and I talked too, like, if it's just, hey, do you have this number, like this morning I had, do you know how I can get a hold of WIC in Forest City? Oh, yeah, just a second. I said, did you try to look that on the computer? Well, I don't have access to that. So I said, just a minute. So I Googled it, said, oh yeah, here's the number, this is where they're at. I mean, that's a simple question. Ruth could have Ruth picks up the phone and asks, and they asked them that, I think she could answer that question instead of flipping it back to us, back and forth. Because I still have to take referrals for the hospitals and all that for our business. So that's where everything's getting jumbled. I think if we both could all work together, all could work together, if it's a simple ask questions of giving them a number, any of us can give them a number of where to go.
So Julie, are those calls coming into Michelle first and then to you?
No, that one I picked up because I recognized the name.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that would be another thing, if they're asking for referrals and stuff, Michelle could maybe handle some of that.
Right, and she does,
Okay.
It's just that she was on the other line and
Oh,
I
sure.
recognized the phone, and when
Yep.
she's busy on the phone, someone has to pick it up, we just don't let it ring, so. That's just my thought, that, because I can't drop the ball of my patients or the clients who needing help here. To me, we are public health, and then home health, and then general assistance. Not that I'm not going to help anyone, I would do that, but
I think with the possible changes coming down the road for public health, I think we need to
Exactly.
posture ourselves in a strong way
exactly, and
to
that's what
provide more
that's what I'm
services.
trying, because I don't want, if they end up saying, no, we don't want 99 public health buildings. Well, I want to be one of those that they pick, especially in our area.
We talked about this
Yes,
4 years ago. It's like
Yes.
we have to start looking forward
right,
and posturing ourselves for this. And so,
I mean, I'm just, our strategic plan that we're supposed to be having, that's where I'm kind of looking at when I'm also listening to what public health is coming down to. I do have my mandatory meeting I have to go to in September, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more insight of what's going on. But you know how the state is, they keep things real quiet to themselves sometimes until it hits. I'm just trying to stay not behind the eight ball. I want to be able to be helping as many as I can. And with the way the regional map is designed for behavior, we're more heading toward the west side of the state than where we are northern. Right now, for public health, my region is the northern half. And I have worked very well with all those people for years with our China Head, our health assessments and all that. We've all worked together. So we're kind of hoping maybe they will keep that map, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna all go to, they want one map, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be that map right there. And they may surprise us, I don't know. All of us have all voiced our opinions at our public health town hall.
have you seen that makes much of a difference in the past?
In the past with behavior, no, because I still am not still really familiar with that. Like, in those meetings, they were talking things I didn't understand. Still, same with age and disability. That's another ballgame in itself, but I do think the public health part, they have listened, and some of them have voiced their opinion and thought, so I think that's another reason why it kind of got delayed another year.
Well,
So-
we're kind of getting off track
Right.
of the subject.
So, yes, so with the mental health part, I would just like us to do the general relief part, and if it's anything mental health, set them back to Ruth, and then if If there's a simple question, both of us can answer it. Is that fair enough for everyone?
Yeah, the mental health part of general assistance was very limited. They're looking for assistance financially, and they're looking for referrals. And so, as long as we have a decent list over there, I think most of it can still be handled there. If there are specific questions about mental health resources, that type of thing, I think that would be something where I could add a little to it, just because I've had that experience over a number of years.
I just know that I had 2 calls that were definitely pertaining to mental health, and I had no clue. And so I called them back, and they did not call me back, so. But I think that she should have been able to handle that part of it, because I knew nothing about that issue. I mean, when they call, we'll say, hey, is this more general relief, or do you need more mental health issues, help? And then if they say, no, I need more mental health, then you can send it to her.
She's got a lot more experience with it.
Right. That's just where I would like to see that go.
So you're also asking for approval to apply for this hosting system?
I'm just asking what you guys think, because I know what my board's gonna say.
Just,
I know what my board's gonna say. I mean, the Board of Health, we talked about it 4 years ago, and we talked about it.
No, it only makes sense.
Because I have a deadline, it has to be in before August 5th, and I don't meet with my Board of Health until
I don't think
the
you're
end of
seeing
August.
any resistance
No.
here, so.
Okay. Because they already have, I believe, a navigator, is what they're calling that person,
For the whole state or an area?
for our area,
Okay.
I believe.
So under Russellwood, they have kind of supervisors of the navigators. So the navigator level is like the Anna Miller kinds of people, where they actually, they used to call them care coordinators, but they're looking at helping get people connected to resources. They also have they had some gap funding in there if they needed it. And so then Melissa Laird is the person that's kind of overseeing that. So again, they talked about a 2-week training period, which started on July 1st. And so they're just now getting some of their stuff up and running. But Melissa's somebody we've worked with before. And I think that our person now would be, for our area, would be Jessica Crawford. She was out of the CICS region, so she's worked with Russell and those type of people before. And she was like in a Hancock County, Sarasota. Now she's got like 5 counties in our area. And she used to spend 1 day a week in each of those counties. So we would be looking at providing, she was trying to come here on Thursdays. And so we could still do the workforce.
Yeah, the whole three.
On Tuesdays, and then she would have access to the same place on Thursday.
So she's the one that's the navigator then?
I think, yes.
Yeah.
So it's not Amelia Earhart?
Nope.
I'm just,
And then another thing, if we get dates from Russell and Melissa to do the presentation, so we all are all on the same page, do you guys have a problem with me trying to set that up?
well,
I
that's
know it
fine.
would have to be, if all 3 of you are there, it would be a quorum, same with my Board of Health, we'd have to have it'd be,
You have to post it,
post it and all that stuff, but at least then we would,
or time it out with one of our meetings.
Right.
yep,
Then we can all be confused together.
yep.
Yeah,
well, and you never know, if we post it, there may be some local people who would like to have some knowledge
Right.
too.
And they've been trying to get people on their advisory board, and they sent some stuff out about that, whether it got out to all the people that needed to have a chance.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
something that they were doing.
Yes, and I do have someone who's coming in and going to fill out one of that application to have an advisory board. So they can come in on Thursday and fill that out. So.
Well, it sounds like we've
Okay.
got some direction
So I'm
here.
just, so that kind of all tailed, I know it was just the duties, but I'm just saying all this kind of snowballed in the last 24 hours, and I'm thinking, oh, let's just kind of just maybe take the ball and kind of maybe run with it. and see what happens.
We gotta
Yeah.
make do with what we have,
'Cause
do the best.
Right,
June 30th, my last mental health official meeting where we're gonna be together. We still have we'll have one more in the end of December to completely shut down Care Connections. No, we meet once a month. But we did a Zoom meeting this last time. It was just a quick one to process claims. And then we'll have another one in August, and we'll have.
Is that the one we just dissolved today?
It's the one we dissolved, but you look at the dissolution isn't effective until December 31st. And we gotta have one last meeting for us, to make sure that there's no discrepancies out there as far as somebody came in with some kind of a late claim or something like that, but the last thing I said is just before we adjourn, I says, I just wanna tell you guys all here and everybody out in, what's his name from state was on there, I can't say his name, Akers or something like that, or Aiken there. I said, I told you so. It's been coming down the pike.
I just don't wanna lose anybody in the cracks, cause my number one concern is to help the people in Winnebago County as best we can.
Yeah, it's all of ours was. It's
Yep.
then the further you
And-
get that decision making away from the
Correct.
local people, the less you're gonna get.
Correct. So I just want us all on the same page. That was my main concern
Send out some
today, and,
prospective dates for that
yep,
meeting,
as soon as I get them from
and then just
them,
we'll
and then,
see what works best for everyone, and we'll go from there.
and if I know it's gonna be a huge crowd, I'll contact TSD and we can, even if it's, they wanna do maybe via Zoom or whatever, we can get everything that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
All right.
and then I will,
So basically then everything's going to you except for the health stuff.
Yep.
That Michelle will take care of the walk-in applications,
and
referrals.
if they're a walk-in mental health person and you're not there, we can just say, if it's a phone number that they want, that's fine and simple, but if they actually want to physically speak to you,
Mhm.
we'll just call you or say when you're gonna be in and they need to come back or whatever.
Or you can give them my number and they can just.
Right.
Option 2.
Right. But, yeah, because those are the ones that we don't wanna lose. Alrighty.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks.
thank you. Open forum.
Claims and payroll.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. Here's open forum. Thank you.
Thank you. Only one thing for open forum?
No, yeah, that's claims.
No, I know. Lime Creek, Norway, and Highbrook.
Yeah. We officially looked at them.
make a motion to approve the county claim.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Derby and seconded by Jensvold to approve the county claims. All in favor, say aye.
Alright,
Aye. Motion passed.
Sometimes I swear this paper has vacuum to each
Yeah.
other.
yeah.
Crazy all the damage down at Garner and Ventura.
Oh, did they get it pretty good, did they?
The elevator down there even.
Oh, really?
They had bins
Where at?
at Ventura.
Oh, no kidding.
Five
The
Star.
new bins
Garner.
north of town at Ventura?
No, not
No?
those. Nope.
Oh, the ones in town.
All I saw was some pictures and I saw some bins that were,
So the 5 Star.
as far as I know, yeah. And the Baptist camp was without power and they got 600 kids down there.
Oh, no kidding. Well, they got to learn how to use their flashlights.
Better than the flooding in Texas.
Oh, boy, yeah.
Campers tipped over.
Nobody hurt, though?
No, it didn't sound like anyone was hurt, but there was actual campers tipped over with people in them. And this
That was
morning
last night?
I heard Spencer got it the worst though. I mean, the highest
Highest winds?
winds.
Yeah, after last year, you think they'd had enough.
I'm
I
telling
saw
you,
the
we hardly
clouds
got
from-
anything.
My
I mean,
nephew in Sioux Falls last night sent me a picture of the cloud as the front came in. It was just, oh my God. That was
scary looking,
Look
like
nasty.
Armageddon.
And he said they were over 80-mile-an-hour winds there.
St.
We
Cloud.
didn't get much for wind last night.
We didn't
No,
either.
it stayed south of us.
Ventura, Garner, Clear Lake.
I think Andy said on the radio show this morning it was like right along 18 it stayed.
The worst of it.
And there was another system that moved, between like west of the cities and then down.
We got
southeast.
more wind night before last with branches and
Yeah.
scary stuff than last night.
Yeah, no, yeah, I put all the kitchen and the little Barbie house or whatever, in the lawn chairs, all of mine were blown from between the garage and the house up against my ramp for up to my deck.
Night before last.
They were drifted up the night before last, and so last night it was supposed to be worse, so I moved it all inside the garage. No wind, which, I mean, if that's what it took, to have no wind. Then.
So we had 5/10 that first rain, and then I think another 5.
Yeah, that's what I had. I didn't empty my gauge. It had 5/10 in it. I had an inch in it this morning.
TJ said, man, predicting a derecho and the corn and the beans are, like perfect right now, with
Yeah.
moisture.
Have it get blown over.
Ugh, can you imagine?
Have you guys
And,
had any,
that's what ruined our insurance.
have you had any of that tassel wrap?
We haven't seen any of that. Have you talked to people about it?
I just hear it on the news all the time. It sounds like it's worse, like all the way around us, not
Oh.
Iowa.
And what is it caused by then?
Well, wet
Heard of it.
conditions.
I mean, it's not a fungus or anything.
No, it's just because of the constant periodic
Moisture.
rains is keeping it wrapped up. And,
Keeps the roots from staying too shallow, or
well,
what?
the husk is staying around the tassel, and it's not.
Because it's
able to
just so
pollinate
actively
properly, so
growing, huh?
You're losing a good part of your kernels.
Oh,
So every year there's somebody comes up with
I've never heard of
catchphrase.
castle wrap before.
Tassel.
Tassel wrap. Alright. Never heard of that either.
I really haven't either.
Yeah.
Green snap. Heard of green snap.
Like to slide them so they grab from the bottom instead of,
Yeah.
you just don't want to move. Side.
It's kind of dark out.
Yeah, there's 90% chance of rain again today, or this morning.
Supposed to be south of us more.
I'm gonna have to bale my lawns. Every time I got time to mow them, it's raining.
We've been lucky to get to them every 5-6 days.
I should've, well, I did the meeting yesterday afternoon, and, went to visitation last night, and I should've mowed. Thought about skipping the visitation and then going to the funeral today and skipping the meeting, but figured you guys had missed me so bad that I better come.
Well, we haven't seen Terry for 2 weeks.
You haven't seen yourself for
1
week.
So you survived the onslaught of the bikers, did you?
It was hot.
Yeah. Did they ever identify the one they found over by, what was it, Emmitsburg or Esterville or something? There's one biker over there, they evidently been there for a while too before they found him.
Oh, I never heard anything about
And then there
that.
was another one, evidently they went up into Minnesota just slightly,
Mm-hmm.
and there was another one died there.
So this one hiring in the jail division, is that just a received or?
Yeah.
I had no idea that they hydrate those bikers with IVs.
IVs, yeah,
You can.
if you need it.
That's something else, isn't it?
If you get yourself, if you're doing nothing but drinking beer and riding in that heat. All I had to do is go outside the last while and you just start sweating. I don't even need to move.
Wow, we got a lot of separate claims. It's like 3 weeks worth of claims or something.
Yeah. Chris did one before she left, and then Chelsea did one for last week, and then she had to do one again because there was some health insurance that didn't come in time.
I'll make a motion to approve the payroll claims.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Jensford and seconded by Derby to approve the payroll claims. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. That concludes our agenda. We stand adjourned.